I'm Kyriacou, and I want to share with you my experience of why houses do not sell. I've got it down to two main reasons. One is, have you fulfilled the sole contract, the sole purpose of why you moved to that property in the first place? Secondly, have you actually truly let go of your home? Have you really released your connection to it? If either of these have not taken place, then this could be the cause of why your home may not be selling. If we look at the sole contract first, we need to consider why were we attracted to a particular property in the first place. We have a story that runs in our life, in our subconscious, perhaps in our childhood. The soul of a building also has a very similar resonance, a very similar story. And through that connection, through that similarity, through that resonance, we're drawn together. Many people say, the house chose me, or I chose the house. It's the similarity of that story that actually brings the two together. And often there is a purpose of why we are drawn to a particular property. So if we first look at the sole contract, when we first look to buy a house, there is something that we are looking for in the property that has a resonance to our story. It could be something that is familiar to us from our childhood or our past. And if we consider that a house is an external mirror to our soul, then we are looking for that recognition externally in the property to something that is familiar inside us. So when we put out for a house, then we go looking for that match. On the other hand, the house itself has a soul and is also looking for somebody to come and live in it that has a similarity to its own story. So the two match and meet each other through resonance. They have the same story or a similar story. And so when we find that perfect home, we feel good, we feel there is something familiar about it, and therefore we buy it or we rent it. Now, when we come to sell it, if we have a problem in the house or the apartment selling, then much of the time I find the reason is that we haven't actually fulfilled the original purpose by which we were drawn to that property. Sometimes we are drawn to an area for healing of ourselves, for healing of the house, the land, perhaps the village or the town we're in. Now, by recognizing what that purpose is, which is part of the work that I do with clients, then that will allow you to see what it is that links to that soul contract, and if you fulfilled the reason that you were originally drawn to the house. And if you see that and choose to engage in that and actually deal with that original purpose, then you could find an immediate release of the property, the soul of the contract. The contract has been completed as such. Now we're talking obviously contract at an energetic level. So when that happens, I have seen properties release within 1 hour of that moment, 1 hour of that magical moment where the person has actually realized what their true purpose was, and they've actually found resolution to it. It is literally magical.